Level 2 really enriched level 1 because I think they really need to go together. Because for me personally, level 2 was more introspective. We've been in and out of a marriage for 38 years, and I've always wanted Skip to change, basically.
If there is suffering going on in the partnership, then one or the other, but probably both people, are contributing to that. And so the whole idea of partnership being a mirror, where if there's dissatisfaction going on, as Laura just mentioned, you're not going to find satisfaction only from adjustments that your partner would make, but you have to make your own.
I think that the way they develop the workshop, it's really broken up. I mean, they do just some great things. Your body moves. You're doing some written things. You're doing things with a group, which is actually, I got a lot out of the group because you realize that you're not alone. That other couples are going through. They're different details about it, but it's pretty much the same stuff where couples are just stuck in these really old um, ways of being together, roles, basically. The workshop is set up, you have breaks. You also have breakout rooms, which is wonderful because you work one-on-one with a therapist. And so really looking back, I don't think it was too much at all because there's so much going on. You're not just sitting there listening to a lecture. You are actively participating. I think I needed every minute of the workshop. And again, how it's structured, it doesn't feel long or overwhelming. It feels like everything is just right. They really spend time working on the structure, and it's great.
And I would say that to have some insights to really get to the core of things in a 2 hour workshop, say, or a 3 hour, or even a one day, that's just not going to happen. So, as much as having a multi day workshop seems like a burden, the fact of the matter is you really can't get to making progress without having a longer number of sessions, a greater number of days involved. I don't see how you get to where um, what we achieved as a couple in just a couple of hours or even a one day thing. It has to be multi days, and you have to go through all the emotions that come up and settle them and deal with them because they are going to come up. There's going to be difficulty. It's going to be a challenge, but it certainly isn't a challenge based on boredom or or lack of progress. There's going to be a lot of progress, and I don't think you can have it without a longer workshop.
We got to observe how the therapists were able to kind of get to more core things and really break through a very, very tough shell. And wow, I mean, physically, these people changed. Their face changed, their whole demeanor, their body language, and to see that and to be able to relate to that, because I just think it was a perfect example of what couples go through, being just stuck in their old way of communicating that just doesn't work. We just go through our day with work and routine and pretty much everything we do, and we're operating from some place that,
Autopilot.
yeah, kind of autopilot, with all our protections, with all our story, with how we were brought up, and really getting to that core of authentic self, that to call on my authentic self in a relationship is really, it's really actually kind of difficult to get down there. But with the tools that we learned in session 2, I can access that. And I couldn't access that before the workshop. I mean, because I was able to actually feel it and experience it. And I even was given a visual by the therapist of how to envision what that was. And so I'm not saying that I live in my authentic self, because, that's not true, but I can tap into it. And I don't think I had that skill before, as much as I thought I did, and all the therapy I've did and all the workshops I did. I don't think I ever tapped into it quite like I did in level 2. And so I mean, just for that, that's such a gift to be able to get to be able to tell my real truth. Typically, I'm living in protection mode, and I'm not saying what I deep, deep, deep down feel. I'm saying what I was taught to, what I learned to say growing up with all my protection. It's very hard to clear that out of the way. And I think for me, level 2 cleared it away from me that I could get to it. And it was pretty awesome feeling.
Your condition, and you think that even though your condition, that you could probably figure out by now what your authentic self really wants, but it isn't that easy. It's just not. And I would say that we were in the workshop level 2. We're older than almost, well, we're the oldest couple in that group, and that's both a benefit and a drawback, because you assume that by the time we are our age, you have some of these things worked out, and you don't. So,
Or we didn't.
yeah, and so it was both humbling and liberating at the same time, because what you learn is you can always learn more.
I would say
Got to do both.
you have to do both levels. And why wouldn't you? I mean, if it can make your relationship, which in turn makes your life, makes your family, makes your children, makes everything better, why would you not? It's worth it. You spend time doing so many other things in life and work and family obligations, etc. It just seems it's just the best gift you can give to yourself and to your relationship. So why wouldn't you do it? There's just nothing greater to do.